Hi everyone, my name is Shojit Shah. Welcome to our YouTube channel Helm of Science. In the previous class, we have discussed the IUPAC nomenclature of alkane. Fine. Now, I am resting this chapter of nomenclature for 2 or 3 days because it is now become so much boring, or can say so much boring with only continuation of one chapter. So I have decided that I am going to start a new chapter, that is general organic chemistry. Fine. So what is general organic chemistry? Suppose we have learned from class 6 to 10 or 8 to 10, whatever you call it, we have learned lot of reactions. Like we have learned lot of reaction means we have learned the acid base reaction, precipitation reaction, replacement reaction, so on. But in case of organic chemistry in class 10, we have also learned one or two or three example of reaction. Suppose this is an alkene. Okay, this is an alkene. When I use bromine in CCl4, what happened? This product will form. Fine. And we know that if we add bromine in CCl4 and the substrate, if the substrate have any unsaturation, then the color of bromine disappear. So why disappear? Because bromine is attached with this alkene. So now this is our substrate or reactant, and this is our product. Fine. But in class 10, we don't know, don't learn that how this product will form from this one. We have learned very simply that one bond will break, two bromine is present, one bromine is attached with this, and one bromine is attached with this carbon. Fine. But in this case of organic chemistry, the reaction does not happen so. There are many other things which controls an organic reaction. So from today, I am starting the control of organic chemistry reaction, and the reaction in organic chemistry, whatever we will do, that are known as reaction mechanism. So now I am discussing the parameter which control a reaction mechanism. Fine. So now I am starting with electron displacement effect. Electron displacement effect. Fine. It can further classify by 2 ways. First one is permanent, another is temporary. Fine. In case of permanent, we have 3 other words, that is inductive effect, resonance or mesomeric effect, and the last one is hyperconjugation. Okay. And in temporary, we have to learn 2 things. One is inductomeric effect, and mainly inductomeric effect and exomeric effect. Further, if we have time, I will discuss that. But mainly inductomeric effect is the most important in terms of our exam. So today I will discuss there are things which controls a reaction mechanism. Fine. Today I will be discuss inductive effect. Fine. Inductive effect. Today's discussion topic is inductive effect. First write it down and I will rub it. Now, inductive effect. What is inductive effect? Suppose this is a bond, polar covalent bond. What is this? Polar covalent bond. Fine. This is a polar covalent bond. Now, we have learned that in case of polar covalent bond, two electrons are shared in one bond. Now, suppose let us consider electronegativity of A is greater than electronegativity of B. So, what does it mean? It means that the electron pair of this bond is attracted towards A, or A can attract the electron pair from the bonding electron A and B. So if they attract the electron pair, if A attract the electron pair towards itself, then what happens? Two cases happens. Think very carefully. Two cases maybe happens. First one is A plus B minus. But does it actually happen? Does it actually happen? No. Why? Because in this case, electron pair or electron density will attract. The bond will not break. Only the attraction occur. If the attraction occur, then full negative charge, this may happen like this. Full negative charge or full positive charge cannot be created. Full negative charge or full positive charge only when the bond will break. But in this case, the bond will not break. Bonding electron pair is attracted by somewhat by A, which have greater electronegativity. That does not mean that A have the negative charge, B has the positive charge. Now what is the charge? We use del charge, del minus or del plus. What does it mean? Del means very small amount of negative charge is created and from very small amount of positive charge is created because of the difference in electronegativity. It is the main factor to control an inductive effect. Fine, you understand like this one? Now, we know in case of organic chemistry, the compounds must be made of carbon and hydrogen. Suppose I write this like this one. Fine. And here is a X. Okay. Now I am saying that electronegativity of X is greater than electronegativity of carbon. Fine. Electronegativity of X is greater than electronegativity of carbon. Fine. Now what happened? This X will attract the electron density from this carbon. So we have del minus on that X and del plus on this carbon. Now what happened? Now come on this carbon. Suppose carbon number 2. In case of carbon, this is not directly attached with this X, but it is attached with this carbon. So if this carbon become del positive, then it is become electron deficient. Fine. If it is electron deficient, then it will try to attract the electron from this bond. Now what is the del plus charge? This is equal to this, or this is lower than this, or this is higher than that carbon. Now suppose in this case what happened? Carbon is directly attached with a halogen or more electronegative group. That is why this del positive is higher than this one, because this carbon is attached with a carbon, not an electronegative atom. Although it attracts the electron pair because of its electron deficiency, but this del positive character or del positive value is less than that one. So we can write del plus plus. By that way we get plus plus plus. So you can observe that if the distance is increasing from the electronegative atom, the del positive character will decrease. So that means this carbon induced by this X. The carbon are induced by this X. What is the induce? Induce means we have learned magnetic flux in Faraday's magnetic flux in class 10 in electromagnetism. What happened? There are no attachment we have north pole and south pole. Electromagnetic lines of force passes through the magnetic plate, and if the magnetic lines of force passes through this plate, then magnetic flux will created. That is a induction process. There is no attachment between direct attachment between the two species. Here is a direct attachment. They will just induce the positive charge or induce the negative charge. That is why it's an inductive effect. That is why it is an inductive effect. Can you understand? Do you understand this point? So now I will go to the part of by part. Now you can easily understand. Now what happened? Inductive effect can be classified by two parts. That is plus side, that is minus side. What happened? Suppose this is a CX bond. Fine. Carbon is more electronegative than hydrogen, so this is attract the electron density towards itself. Other does also. Now what happened? This carbon actually donates its electron density towards X. So I again repeating myself, the electron density is go from this side to this side. So carbon gives this electron density to the X. So what happened? So this will donate, that is called plus I effect. Who will donate its electron pair, that is plus I effect. And who will attract the electron density or the bonding electron pair, that are known as minus I effect. Fine. So who will crack the electron, that is minus. Who will donate the electron pair, that is plus I effect. This is clear to all of you. Now I am giving you a problem. To that you can say the order of plus I effect or order of minus I effect. Listen very carefully. Suppose this is CH3X, this is CH3 CH2X, this is CH3 CH CH3X, this is CH3 C CH3 CH3X. Fine. Now what on? Look very carefully. This is called super primary. Super primary. This is primary or 1 degree. Now what is 1 degree? When this carbon is attaching with 2 hydrogen and 1 alkyl group, that is 1 degree. Now look at very carefully what happened. In this case, 1 hydrogen is replaced by 1 methyl group. 1 hydrogen is replaced by 1 methyl group, and in this case all hydrogen are replaced by all methyl groups. Okay, fine. So this is called secondary because 2 methyl group or 2 degree, and this is tertiary or 3 degree because of 3 methyl group. Now if I mark this like A, B, C, D. Fine. If I mark this line, then if I am ask you that what is the order of the plus I effect, because look very carefully, all X are same, but the difference is the CH3 group. Before, at the very first part of this class, I have told you that this carbon CH3 group has donates its electron density towards X. Okay. Now look it very carefully. In this case, only one CH3 is present to donate this electron pair. In this case, one CH2 with one CH3 donates this electron density towards X. Here 2 CH3 is present. 2 CH3 is present, and here 3 CH3 is present. So the maximum CH2 present in this tertiary group. So this tertiary group donates its maximum electron density towards X. It donates the maximum electron density towards X. That is why this has maximum or higher in plus I effect. Plus I effect means, what does it mean by plus I effect? Plus I effect means the donation of electron pair. In this case, the donation of electron pair is maximum. So in this case, D is highest. Then here two CH3 is present. C, then one CH3 and one CH2 means B, and last is super primary, that is A. So I can say the plus I effect order equal to 3 degree, greater than 2 degree, greater than 1 degree, greater than super primary. These data will help you lots of problem in acid base of organic compound and carbocation and carboanion. Write it down properly. If whatever I have done in this class, they have high application on the JEE main and or your boards exam. So write it down properly. Now tell me that these all have negatively charged. Okay, so they will attract the electron density because nitrogen, oxygen, freon, all electronegative atoms. So they will try to attract the electron pair from another species or another atom. Now tell me, what is the effect minus I order? In this case, minus I order. This is again very important problem. This will help you solve lot of problems. What is the minus I order? So before knowing the minus I order, we have to know what is the electronegativity order. Fluorine is most electronegative order. Fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen, then nitrogen, then carbon. This is right. We have learned in periodic table 11 and class 9 also, 10 also. So if fluorine is more electronegative, so it try to attract it. Even fluorine is value of negative in periodic table is maximum. This is 4.0 in Pauling scale. So fluorine can attract the electron pair from bonding electron is highest. Fine. Then oxygen, then nitrogen, and then carbon. And if we know that carbon is not electronegative atom. Fine. So they are all are electronegative atom and they are all are electronegativity order. So it is the electronegativity order. So which is more electronegative, which has tendency to attract the electron from bonding pair, which has tendency to attract the bonding electron pair. So if fluorine has high electronegativity, then the minus I effect of fluorine is maximum, F minus is maximum, then oxygen OH minus, then NH2 minus, and then CH2 minus. Got it? This is how we will decide the plus I effect order and minus I effect order. Now I am giving you 2 or 3 examples that will help you. Suppose CH3, CH2, CF3. Fine. Now characterize the plus I effect part and minus I effect part. Now listen very carefully. There are 2 parts, and in this part electronegative atom attached, 3 fluorine attached in this with this carbon. So it have high tendency to attract the electron from this bonding electron pair. So this part have minus I effect and this part of plus I effect. Fine. Now if I draw this one, suppose chlorine. So chlorine is electronegative atom and this is the cyclopropane ring. So cyclopropane ring has tendency to donate its electron density. So it has plus I effect and it has minus I effect. So from the data we can conclude, from the above example we can conclude the system having carbon and hydrogen has tendency to donate its electron from bonded pair to the other electronegative atoms. So they will show always plus I effect. Got it? Now this is a very interesting example. What happens if CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH2. Okay. What happened? Which part is considered as plus I effect and which part is considered as minus I effect? Think properly. Now listen very carefully. First, try to find the hybridization of this all carbon. In this case, carbon have 4 sigma bond, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is why this is sp3. This has also 4 sigma bond, that is also sp3. Now this one, this has 1, 2, 3 sigma bond and 1 pi bond. We know that in case of hybridization we do not consider the pi bond, so this is sp2 and this is also sp2. So this part is sp2 and this part is sp3. Got it? Now how do you decide it? How will you decide it that which part is electronegative and which part is electropositive and which have the minus I effect and which have plus I effect? Now very carefully. In case of sp3, how many orbital is present? 4 orbital is present. One is CP. So total orbital equal to 4 and s orbital is 1. So percentage of s orbital is 1 by 4 into 100, that is 25%. All of you got it this point? I can repeat. This is sp3 hybrid orbital. The total hybrid orbital is 4, 1s, 3p, that is 4 hybrid orbital, 1 s orbital. So percentage of s orbital is 25%. And in case of sp2, what happened? Total orbital is is 3. Total orbital is 3. S orbital is 1. So percentage 1 by 3 is into 100. That becomes 33.3%. That becomes 33.3%. Now what happened? Percentage of S character in sp3 25. Percentage of S character in sp2 is 33.3%. Now, what is the necessity of doing this? Next question. We know that S orbital is present nearest to the nucleus, so it has a very high electron nuclear charge. So if it has a high nuclear charge, because it's presented very close to the nucleus, it has tendency to show the maximum electronegativity. To try to, this s orbital always try to grab the electron from the other orbital. Okay, so where the percentage of s character, where the s orbital is present in maximum, that is more electronegative. So in this case, sp2 is very important, very important. Electronegativity of sp2 is greater than of electronegativity of sp3. Fine. This compound have no any electronegative atom, but the due to changing of their hybridization, the electronegativity parameter will change. I have shown you that sp3 hybridized orbital is less electronegative than sp2. So this part is more electronegative. So this part act as a minus I effect and this part act as a plus I effect. This is a very important concept. So any organic compound which does not have any electronegative atom, that does not mean they do not show plus I effect or minus effect. By this way also they will show plus and minus I effect. Write it down properly and try to revise 2 or 3 times in your home. Now try to solve this problem. First tell me, does it show plus I effect or does it show minus I effect? First think very carefully. All of them are electronegative atom. All of them are electronegative atom. and carrying a positive charge. So electronegative atom carrying a positive charge is very unstable. Why? Because they are already electronegative. They always try to want electron density towards itself. Okay, and all of that they have also a positive charge. Electronegative atom is all try to take the electron pair and it has also a positive charge, that is becomes it's highly hungry towards electrons pair, highly hungry towards the electron, so they will always show the minus I effect. Okay, now I have to find which one is more electronegative and which one is less electronegative. In this case, oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. Fine. So these two one have higher minus effect than this one. These two have, suppose A, B and C. Right. This A and B have higher minus I effect than NF3 plus. So it is very clear. So NF3 plus is last. Right, now how do you comparison between OF2 plus? Do you compare between OF2 plus and OR2 plus? Listen very carefully. There is OF2. This is OR2. This OF2 plus, this electronegative atom already have positive charge, and also this electronegative atom is attached with fluorine, which shows the highest electronegativity in a periodic table. So it has a highest minus I effect between two of these. Here R group is present, so somehow R group is donates its electron density. I have already told you that the R group is nothing but alkyl group. The carbon and hydrogen containing group always show plus I effect. That is will show some of plus I effect. So electron density will slightly increase, not so much, because there is a full positive charge, and it will give del positive charge. Fine, del minus. So this is slightly electron rich than this one. So order is OF2 plus greater than OR2 plus greater than NF3 plus. Fine. This is bonded with someone. So this is our order. So enough for today. So today we have discussed the electron displacement effect first. Second, we have discussed the types of electron displacement effect. This is permanent, this is another is temporary. What is the classification of primary and temporary? Permanent and temporary. Fourth, we have discussed the basic brief idea about inductive effect. What is inductive effect? Why this is called an inductive effect? Secondly, how the inductive effect control a reaction, control a compound, which part have plus I effect and which part have minus I effect. And most important, we have discussed today the calculation of the percentage of S character in any hybrid orbital, and from the percentage of S character we can define the electronegativity. That means which one is more electronegative, sp3, sp2 or sp. Fine. Just a second. I have to tell something about this. What is this, the percentage of S character in sp3? sp3, that is 25. Percentage of S character in sp2, that is 33.3%. Now what is the percentage of S character in sp? That is 2 hybrid orbital is present, that is 2, 1 S orbital, that is 100, that means 50%. So in case of sp, the percentage of S character is maximum. Percentage of S character sp greater than sp2 greater than sp3. Write it down and box it very properly. This will help you problem 50-60 problem from this data. Okay, in organic chemistry, in case of acidity, basicity, reaction mechanism, anything. So this is a percentage of S character, is a very important. Now after that we decide, we have done 2 or 3 problem of the order of plus I effect and minus I effect. So next day I will I will teach you first on the order of plus I effect and minus I effect, then acidity basicity, then carbocation and carbanion, how inductive effect influence on carbocation carbanion, acidity basicity, and many other three. So enough for today. Keep practicing, keep reading, and thank you for watching.